And then get ready and go. Not too bad. Hey everybody, I'm sorry it's a little noisy, neighbors on the grass. This is going to be another basic maintenance video. Today we're going to do the oil change on my 2015 Infiniti Q50. Old girl got backed into the other day. What you will need is this takes 4.97 quarts of oil. So you'll need 5 quarts, just put the extra 0.8 in there, nobody will know. You can get 5 individual quarts like I did here with the Nissan oil, or you can buy one of these jugs. This is not obviously the jug, that's the jug just left over. You'll need the appropriate filter, it's a 6607. That's the SuperTech brand, but it should be the same number, Fram, any of those. You'll need a drain pan. You'll need the cup that fits the filter, which I use, or you can use a set of channel locks like that, or an oil filter wrench. Drain pan, obviously. You'll need a socket, or a ratchet and an extension for the cup, and then you can either use a socket on the drain pan or you can use a wrench. The only other thing you will need is a set of ramps to get the carpet in the air. Besides that, this is going to be a straightforward job. This is going to be an easy one. Oh, and the other thing is, get a funnel. I recommend a funnel, especially when you're using individual quarts. The jug's a little bit easier, I feel like, to pour. So just get you a funnel. I use this one because it's square. I like the way it looks. It looks like the jug. But we've already got the carpet in the air, already got the filter, the funnel in, cap off. As you've seen in my last videos, I always put the cap right here. That way you can't close this without the cap. That way you never forget to put the cap on. So we'll get into the car and I'll tell you what we need to do from there. I'm gonna show you all some things that I like about this Infiniti. It does have an under tray, but the good thing is the under tray does not have to come off. This flap right here has 2 10mm bolts that come down, one here. That's why you need your 10mm ratchet and socket. That comes down, and then that allows you to see your oil filter, which you then put your cup on, take your cup, put it up on there. I take the oil filter loose after I get the drain plug out. The other good thing is there's a hole right here you can see. That is where your drain plug is. It should be a 14, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 14. I've done so many oil changes over the past couple of weeks. They all kind of run together. Let's see here. You have a, yes, it is a 14. You can see, whoop, right there. I know it's black and you can't see, but there's a 14. Take your up. Take my extension at my ratchet here, and remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Actually, I won't need the extension, so just this and this. Like I said, you can use a box end too. It's whatever you prefer. Whoop. Okay, like that. Break it loose. Yeah. Okay, now here comes the fun part, getting it out without getting oil all over yourself. So take it loose, and then get ready and go. Not too bad. All right, set the drain plug down here. I will get some paper towels to wipe my hands off with. I will try and get this situated like that. Now the next thing you want to do here, what I like to do, especially since I have these quarts, is this is your new filter. I take a little bit of the new oil. If you saw in one of my Mustang videos where I did the Mustang oil change, I use a little bit of Marble Mystery oil. It's whatever I have laying around that's in a quart normally. I will take just a little bit, as you can see, pour a little bit in the middle, pour a little bit on the edges, around the holes. And what else I'll do is I'll take a little bit of that, put it on the seal. And what I will do is I will let that sit. That way the oil will soak down into the element while I'm letting this drain. It's just a little something you can do. I've heard people say yes, it's good. I've heard people say it's unnecessary. I do it, just a little bit of extra protection to keep it from being a dry start. Like I said, just let that sit and it'll soak down into that element. This filter goes in this way, so you don't want to put a lot of oil into it. But if on the Mustang it goes in this way, you could literally fill this thing up with oil. But I mean, it's not necessary. So I'm going to go grab a paper towel, wipe my hands off while that drains, and then we'll come back to this. So we got the oil down to where it is just a drip, a dribble, not even a dribble, just a drip. And then we will put our drain plug back in, I can find the hole right here. Okay, put it back in. I'll go ahead and tighten that down. You can torque it if you want to. I don't know what the torque spec is. I don't normally torque drain plugs unless it is a job I'm being paid for by work, which I don't do anymore. So I just get it tight. Remember, I'll be the one taking it back loose, so boop, right about there's good. Okay, so now I will slide this forward just a little bit. Take my socket off. I have my cup on my oil filter already. Okay, so now I will just take the filter loose. There it goes. It's a bad thing about putting these on with the wrenches. You do tend to get them tighter. So now that I've got it loose, I will start. Take it loose slow, that way you can see where the oil's going to come out. It's going to come out right here, but sometimes it has run down this. As you can see right there, it's starting to come out. So I'll pull this forward a little bit, and like I said, it's going to start coming out. Then this panel. Okay, take your filter, let it drain a little bit. This is why I try and do one at a time, because then you only have one mess to clean up. I just spilled just a little bit where it came down off that panel. That's a bad thing. And then of course I'll dry all this off. So I will go ahead, let that drain for a minute. I will take my oil filter out and put it in the recycling. This may look a little different. I had switched cameras because my other one got full. So I cleaned off almost all the oil I could off of that. And now I will put the filter back. I'm going to put it on hand tight. Make sure you're threading on there. Come on. I'm afraid I'm going to drop you all in the oil pan. Haha, let me show you all something I just noticed. Couldn't figure out why it wasn't threading. Because the old O-ring didn't come off. That would cause a big leak. Glad I double checked that. I don't really double check that, but it's hot, so I was trying to get this done in a hurry. Couldn't figure out why it wasn't thread. It's the first time I've had a double O-ring happen in a long time. I really think that might have been because I put it on too tight. That's why I'm going to do this one just by hand. Okay, that's tight. Now I'll take my two 10mm bolts, put back in here. Drain pan's done. Wipe a little bit more oil off so you can see it's still dripping. And then we'll put oil in this and we'll be done. So now we're going to take our 5 quarts of Nissan oil and just start putting them in one at a time. The good thing about using the quarts is, let's say this was a car that took 4 quarts. You can buy 4 quarts and then you know exactly how much you're putting in. You don't have to try and measure it with the jug and have a quart left over, whatever. There's actually a quart left in that jug of Valvoline over there because Mindy's car only takes 4. The good thing there is, if you use the jugs like this, after you do 4 oil changes, you hypothetically have another one done. Like a free oil change, because you'd have another one, 4 quarts left over. So, I mean, good and bad. Okay, that one's done. Next one. I like this funnel I bought because it is quart shaped. It literally tells you it's designed to be like shaped like a oil bottle. So you can take it and just set it in there. There's 1 quart. 2 quarts. Get my next quart here. Okay. I'm going to speed this up as we go. We have 5 quarts in. I'm going to take my funnel, grab my pair of channel locks. Also going to top my coolant off, it's a little low. And then I'm going to start the car. I said I was going to go ahead and put the flap back, but then I realized I need to check and make sure the filter's not leaking before I put the flap back. So I'll put the cap back on. Reset my question here. There's the 5 empty quarts. Take and put them in the recycling. Check for leaks. No. And no leaks. I'll take my 2 10mm bolts, put them back in the flap, pop off coolant like I said, and I'm done. So that's all there is to do your own oil change on this Q50. It's super simple. I use Nissan oil. You can use whatever. Like I said, I normally use Castrol, but I use Nissan oil because I got a good deal on it. But that's all there is. As you've seen, I've done several oil changes recently. If there's a car you'd like me to see, or if you're in Lexington and you want me to do your oil change, bring me the oil and the filter and I'll do it for one of these videos. So thanks everybody. Hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us a lot.